Hello everyone, welcome back to The Budget Sportsman. Thank you for joining me today. Now, today's video is going to be a follow-up video on the video that I posted just a few weeks ago on the True Glow Turkey Choke with the Longbeard XR ammo combination. In that video, I was commenting on how much improvement I saw by switching to a shotgun that could accept a legitimate turkey choke. And I was comparing with some of my previous year's patterns with a Mossberg 500 that could not accept a turkey choke. In that video, somebody commented and asked me, what do you think made the improvement? Was it really switching to a choke, or was it because you switched to the Longbeard XR ammo, which we all know is supposed to be a really good ammo that holds a tight pattern? And I thought, you know what, that's a great question because I switched a lot of things at once. I switched guns, I switched chokes, and I switched ammo all at once. So today what I'm going to do is I've got two guns out here and two different kinds of ammo, and I'm going to do a little bit of side-by-side comparison. I'm not going to show a lot of shooting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the targets from today with past targets to show you the changes and what I think made the most difference. So let me show you what we're working with. If you didn't watch that other video, this is going to be the one gun we're working with. Is my current turkey gun I'm using this year. This is a Stoeger P3000 pump action shotgun, really budget friendly gun. And I am shooting the True Glow Gobble Stopper choke in here. I think this is a 6.65 constriction. And my regular load in that is the Winchester Longbeard XR ammo. Now, last year what I was using was this gun, which is my dad's Mossberg 500, and it does not accept any choke tubes. I'm not 100% sure on it. Okay, it's a modified choke. The barrel is a modified choke, and you cannot change that. And the ammo I was shooting last year was this relatively inexpensive, I think, Remington Premier Magnum turkey loads, copper-plated turkey loads. So, today what we're going to do is we're going to switch the loads in the two guns and see how they compare to previous loads. In the past, this gun, modified choke, this ammo, it was worthless pretty much past 30 yards, and I'll show you the 40-yard target here in a bit. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot the Longbeard XR out of it and see how much of an improvement I see, and see if this Longbeard XR really holds up to its name. And then we'll go ahead and switch, and we'll shoot the cheaper Remington loads out of this gun with the legitimate turkey choke. And we'll compare all of this, and we'll see what really made the difference. Where was the improvement? Was it in the choke, in the gun, or was it in the ammo? One thing I want to point out right off the bat is that this is not a super fair comparison here. It's not apples to apples. The Longbeard XR is number 5 shot, and it's a 1 3/4 ounce load that I've got right here. What that means is that it's going to have less pellets in it, being number 5, than what this is going to have, being a number 6 and a 2 ounce load. So this is going to have more pellets. So it's going to be a not perfectly fair comparison, but I'm really interested to see what the results are. So I'm going to take a couple shots. I'm not going to bore you with really the details of me shooting, and then we'll go back to the house and we'll compare all of our targets. All right, we're going to shoot the Stoeger with the Remington load. All right, we're going to take a shot with the Mossberg and the Longbeard XR. Tell you one thing, the Longbeard XR packs a bigger punch. Hey everyone, I'm back in the house now, and up on the computer I have got pictures of the targets from today and the patterns from today, as well as some past shooting, and we got to compare these different loads, the different ammo with the different chokes, and see what kind of patterns we're actually getting, and maybe try to draw a conclusion about what really made the improvement from my old setup. Was it better ammo, or was it the choke, or was it both? And now what we're going to do is we're going to start by looking at the same gun but different ammo and compare those targets side by side, and then we're going to switch over and we're going to look at the same ammo out of the different gun and choke combinations and look at those targets side by side. So we're going to look at basically 4 targets, but in a couple of different configurations here. You're going to see each target basically twice. So let's start by looking at the Mossberg 500, that modified choke barrel. No interchangeable choke system, it's just a modified barrel. And then on the left you're going to see the Remington Magnum, and on the right you're going to see the Winchester Longbeard XR. So again, the question is, would using better ammo solve the problem? And the answer is clearly here, no. You can see that out of that modified choke, the Winchester Longbeard XR did not really perform that much better than the Remington ammo. However, if you were to count up the pellets, it did put a few more pellets on target, but very few, and really hardly any more in the bird itself. This is at 40 yards, and all these targets are at 40 yards. This is really not an acceptable pattern with either load here out of that modified choke in the Mossberg 500. So let's go to the Stoeger P3000 now. Again, it has that TruGlo gobble stopper choke in it. That's a $25, $30 choke, fairly inexpensive. And then on the left, it's going to be the Remington Magnums, and again on the right, the Winchester Longbeard XR. And you can clearly see here that the Winchester Longbeard XR out of that choke performs very well in comparison to that Remington ammo. Both out of the same choke now, but now there's a drastic difference, and that Longbeard XR really does have a much better pattern. Now let's switch to comparing the same ammo out of the different guns. And so we're going to start with the Remington Magnum out of the Mossberg 500 on the left and the Stoeger P3000 on the right. Again, the Remington ammo performed very poorly out of the Mossberg 500, and it performed a little bit better out of the Stoeger P3000, but honestly, I am not a fan of this ammo. At 40 yards, still not a great pattern. Would it kill that bird? Probably, but it's not a very dense pattern. So finally, let's look at the Winchester Longbeard XR out of both guns. You'll see on the left the Mossberg 500. Again, we already saw this, but it's a very poor pattern. On the right, a very solid pattern at 40 yards with a lot of pellets on paper and a lot of pellets in the bird itself. So to answer the question, what really made the difference? Was it the ammo or was it the choke? And my answer is absolutely both. Because if you look at the Longbeard XR ammo without the choke, well, it really didn't perform all that well. But if I look at the Remington ammo with the choke, it performed better than the modified choke for sure. But it just is not the combination that the gobble stopper choke and that Longbeard XR. And so the answer to this question is really both. And so this is something fun to play around with. If you've got some different ammo and different chokes, play around with it and see what results you get and what might work best in your situation. I hope you enjoyed this video. For me, it was kind of fun just to play around with and do the comparisons. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, remember to get off YouTube and get outdoors into God's great creation.